Hello, hello. Today I am doing a home refresh. If you're new here, my name is Nissa and I make videos about homemaking. Today I'm starting off in the kitchen just by getting some dishes done. And then I have these sunflowers set off to the side that I'm going to cut and get ready to put out. If you're wondering why I'm dressed like this, I'm actually planning to go on a run after I'm done doing some tasks this morning. I actually don't like run. I just do like sprints for like 10 to 15 minutes. I feel like if I do running, then my knees and ankles will hurt really bad for like a couple of days after. So it just has never been something that has worked for me really well, which is why I prefer sprinting. My personal goal is to try and sprint at least twice a week. As of right now, I feel like I'm getting to the track and sprinting maybe once a week, but I do feel like it is a really quick and easy thing to get in, and I can take my kids with me. They'll just like run around and follow me while I run up and down the track. Life has been really hectic over here, I feel like, for the past month or so. I am a stay-at-home mom to three kids. I have a 4-year-old, a 3-year-old, and an almost 2-year-old in December. So we had three under three for a little bit. But I just feel like this year we have started a lot more activities that I have literally just never done before. We've always had just very slow days at home. But now my oldest son is in speech therapy. Both of my boys are in swim lessons. We're going to the library every single Tuesday for their stay and play. Our boys also joined Awana. If you don't know what that is, it is like a evening program normally held at churches. It's like I think nationwide, and it's just when like you send your kids there for a couple of hours and they memorize verses, sing songs, play games. They have like workbooks and they get prizes. Me and my husband both did Awana as kids, and it's actually like where we first met. So it's just something that's like really nostalgic for us, and it really helped us learn the Bible. So when our kids got old enough to do it, we were like, we need to get them in this. I also personally just have great memories from being in Awana. It was something I really enjoyed as a kid. So now I'm just going ahead and getting started on these sunflowers. I've had them sitting on my counter for probably a day and a half now. A sweet little story about these flowers is we got them at BJ's. I was there with my kids, which I normally never go in the store with them. I always like do a pickup order or Instacart, and we decided to go into the store this day. And my son, Cooper, who's the oldest, walks past the flowers and he goes, "Mama, let's buy you flowers." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And I was like, "Go ahead and pick some out." And he was like, "What kind do you like?" And I was like, "Oh, I like the big yellow ones." So he picked out this bouquet, and I just thought it was so sweet and special. And then I don't know if you saw the pictures on our fridge, but one morning I slept in, which I normally never do. My husband got up with the kids, and they said to him, "Let's make cards for Mama." And I then came downstairs and I like ruined their card making, but it also happened that that same evening I went out to run some errands and he was home with them again. And they remembered that they wanted to make cards for me that morning. So when I came home, they made cards for me, and it was the sweetest little thing. I was just so thankful. It's like moments like that where, I don't know, sometimes you wonder if like your kids even like you. I don't know, because like kids can be like difficult, and I feel like with mothers, like those are the people that they test the most. So it was just like a really sweet and encouraging moment for me. So here is the finished product. I think these flowers are so beautiful. They just brought me so much joy, and I decided to put them on my dining room table because I didn't really have much going on in there, and I have like a lot of stuff going on in my kitchen at the moment. So this is the back room of the house. This is like our mud wall, I guess. It's where we just like drop all of our jackets. We just recently put the beadboard and the trim up, and it's now time to do the wallpapering. So I'm gonna get everything out of here, just so I have a clean space and get started on the wallpaper. If you remember what this room used to be before, it was crazy. This was our laundry room, and when we renovated our kitchen, we decided to turn this back room into like a breakfast nook slash little like entryway. Now just opening the wallpaper. It took me so long to pick out wallpaper. I had like a bunch of different ideas if I wanted to do like a dark color on top, or if I just wanted to do like a simple pattern. But then I was thinking, like, we have like no birds really in this house. This doesn't make a lot of sense. I don't know. This is just how my brain works. So we have floral curtains back here around the window. And I was kind of like, okay, like, should I get like floral wallpaper again? And I was like, no, that might be too many flowers. So I was looking for bird wallpaper, and I found this. I really like it. But I will say, like, the pattern was a little difficult to line up. And we have a very old house. This house was built in 1902. So nothing in it is square. Like, we have no right angles at all. So the entire time I was putting this wallpaper up, I just felt like it was like tilting on an angle, and it was really hard to line up. So it's not, I guess, the wallpaper's fault. It's just kind of like the house itself. But I don't think I'm gonna do any more wallpapering in this house because I thought this would take me like a half hour, and it took me 2 hours. As you could just see, like, I got so frustrated with it. I needed like some emotional support from my husband. He also suggested that I have like the laser level out, and that would help me straighten it up, but I feel like that made things a lot harder. The first piece only took me like 7 minutes to put on, but this second piece literally took me 20 minutes just for this one piece. I had to like keep ripping it off and putting it back on because it would be lined up at the top, and then around like the middle of the paper it wasn't like lining up anymore. Towards like through the middle of the window, I just was like, okay, it's not going to be perfectly lined up for any of the pieces, but like thankfully the pattern is so busy that it's so hard to like even really tell. But yeah, here he is giving me some emotional support because I was just like losing my mind. These pieces over the window were thankfully the easiest because I was like, the curtain rod will be blocking half of them, so if it's not perfect, it doesn't matter. But I literally was short like this tiny little piece where like the wallpaper and the window trim is, and I needed like a third roll to fill it in properly with the correct pattern. So I was just like, whatever, I'm not going through that. So it's not filled in, it's never going to be filled in, but thankfully the curtain blocks it, so you can't really tell, like you don't know it's there unless I just announce it online to the internet. So here is an overview of the finished wallpapering. I think it looks amazing. I'm sorry I didn't show you the whole thing, but my tolerance really wore out. If you can see, it's literally like the sun is setting now outside. That's how long it took me to do this. But now I'm just putting in the curtain rod so that I have some privacy this evening. So I love these curtains so much. I got them from Boscov's. They were a lot more expensive than I was expecting. I don't know if like the lady rung me up wrong, but I thought that each curtain was like $12.99, and I bought 4 of them because I have 2 on my other window, and it ended up being like a 90 something dollars at the end of it. And I was like, wow, like I don't know if she like charged me for like $20 a piece or what was going on, but I was just like, I'm not gonna like stand here and argue with her over this. But yeah, so I do really like them, and I'm not like that upset by it. I'm now just putting up this basket and these flowers. I had this pumpkin here before, but I feel like it kind of now like blends in. It just gets like washed out, so I'm not gonna keep it there anymore. For right now, I'm just gonna put like some picture frames up and some little knickknacks. And then later on, my husband is gonna hang some wedding photos for us on this wall. And I just might add like some little tiny knickknacks on this shelf underneath. But you will see that later on in this video because it was just too late today to get the picture frames hung up. So here it is, just an overview of what we got accomplished today. I do really love it. I think it's just so pretty and soft. It reminds me of a princess. Like, that's just what I like my house to feel like. So I have this like shoe rack in our laundry room right now, and it's really hard to close this door with it in there. So I got this basket from Gabe's for what it says $22.99. And I'm gonna put half of the shoes in this basket and then probably take some of the other shoes upstairs and hopefully donate some of them too, because I do kind of think my husband might have too many shoes. Like, there was literally 3 pairs of basketball shoes and a pair of cleats on the shoe rack, and you're probably like, why does your husband have so many sports shoes? Well, he's just like a kid at heart. He loves playing sports. He plays football every Thanksgiving morning. Like, he will literally wake up at like 5 a.m. with all of his friends, and they go to a high school field and play football. It is literally so funny. Like, for the longest time, it kind of bothered me. I was like, why do you like play sports so much and obsessed with sports all the time? But I'm kind of like, it's good for him. Like, he gets a lot of energy out of it now, and I don't know, I just feel like when he comes back from playing sports, like, he's more present. So yeah, I try not to get like, I try not to overthink it too much, if that makes sense. But there have been seasons where it's been like, okay, sports is like taking over our lives.
to treat. Well, it tastes better. Oh, go on, chewing my bones.
So now I'm just gathering up all these leftover shoes. Some of them are going to go upstairs, and like I said, some of them I'm hoping are going to get donated. All the kid ones are definitely getting donated because my kids have grown out of them, or they're just trash. But this Eagles and Phillies sign, my father-in-law hung up for me. He's really tall, so it worked for him. And then here are the wedding photos that my husband hung up. I just love them so much. They bring me so much joy seeing our wedding photos. And yeah, this is just an overview of how this whole wall turned out. I still need to put the plate covers over the outlets, but I'm trying to figure out what I want to do for them. And then I have these mini pumpkins that I also bought from BJ's that I'm just putting on top of my hutch right now. I ended up not leaving these here. I moved them like a couple days later because I just didn't love this spot. I felt like it just looked like really cluttered up there, and I decided to just put them out on my porch.
Chewing my bones out when he's done spitting me out. I just can't help myself. One for the pain, no hesitation. Took us again, nothing can save us, yeah. I just wanna be.
And then I also had a few little pumpkins left over that I just added into the bathroom because I had no fall decorations really in here, so well, it's kind of just like, might as well add like a little something in here. So this is my 12-foot tall fiddle leaf. I've had this thing for 3 years, and I had it in my dining room, and it was growing this tall in front of the window you see right behind me. And I moved it into the kitchen, and it just kept dropping leaves. Like, it probably dropped like 10 leaves in the kitchen because it wasn't getting enough sun. Like, this made me so sad. I literally wanted to cry over it because I love this plant so much. It's like my pride and joy. But I had to move it back in front of the window because it was not getting enough sunlight, and this ceiling in my dining room are not as tall as the ceilings in my kitchen, so I just had to give it more space to grow. So I'm attempting to try and propagate it. I'm taking off the bottom leaves right now, and then I'm going to put it in a vase of water. And I will say, sadly, that this cutting is not doing well. I was really hoping that it would grow roots and I would just end up with 2 fiddle plants, but I don't think it's gonna turn out like that. It's already dropped 1 leaf, so fingers crossed it doesn't drop anymore and it starts sprouting roots soon. But I have had it in a jar of water for almost 2 weeks now, and yeah, there's been no action. But I'm putting it in front of this window because it gets a lot of sun here also, and I do feel like if I put my plants in windows that are cuttings, they will typically do better. So now in my other plant, I am just adding some ground coffee grinds that we just use to make coffee. If you're wondering why there's orange peels and rocks in here, it's because my cat likes to dig in the soil and sometimes use it as a litter box, and the rocks and orange peels are supposed to like keep her away and make her paws uncomfortable. So now I'm just watering it and hoping for the best that I see some action out of this plant also. If you made it this far, I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching.